Hey there, FCA friends and family. I hope you guys have enjoyed your first 3 days of distance learning and that it's going really, really well for you. This tutorial is all about our art challenge. I told you guys that we were going to make maybe a couple of art tutorials that would help you along with your challenge. You now have an extension until April the 14th to get all of these done. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that we're going to work on. We're going to do two of the challenges today, paper folding and also our 3D flowers. So I have two 3D flowers that we're going to try to do, here and here. And then we're going to do the paper folding of the butterflies. Josie's going to join us in just a few minutes and she's going to help show us how to do these. So stay tuned. Okay guys, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get started on this 3D tulip that is attached to a folding card. So this can go folded like that, it can go flat like that, and then we can pop it out and open it up. So the supplies that we are going to need are two different colors of paper. You can use construction paper, you may also use cardstock paper, or just plain regular weighted paper, but two colors for this. And then we're going to use a small piece of paper to create a template. We need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, a pencil, and then maybe a marker if you want to do any decorating to the actual card. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is get the card ready. And so we're going to take the green card. I've cut this piece of paper in 4 inches by 8 inches. And then that way when I fold it in half, it's exactly 4 by 4. And then I'm going to take this, and you can see I'm on a grid, so it's a little bit easier for me to measure. But I'm going to go in by 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. That will give me 1 inch right in the very center. And then I'm going to cut. Josie's pushing the other example in. Thank you for my camera person. I'm going to cut 2 little slits just like that. Probably about, I don't know, about 1 inch deep on each side. I'll do that one a little bit deeper. Okay? So then when I open it like this, I'm going to push this one out, fold that back out, push this down, and flatten that piece there. Now I have the base for our flower, okay? Next we're going to do the tulip portion, and I'm going to need 3 pieces of this. So this is where our template comes in and our second color of paper. This paper is also cut in a 4 by 8, and I'm going to take this and fold it long ways in half. Then I'm going to take my template, which looks like half of a teardrop. So you may want to make that, just sketch that out, cut that out ahead of time so that I have all 3 the exact same size. I'm going to lay this down, trace over the edge 3 times, right on the fold. Okay, I have 3 teardrops. I have 3 teardrops ready to cut right on the fold. Also, just a little tip about cutting and using scissors, especially for you younger kids. When you use your scissors, if you will keep everything to the very back edge and use short cuts, you'll have more control over your scissors as you cut. So I now have 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to assemble my tulip by laying it. I'm going to fold 2 and leave 1 flat. I'm going to take my glue stick. Thank you, camera lady. And I'm going to put glue on each side of the bottom. And I'm going to put these at a slight angle so that they touch each other. Whoops. Little overlap. And so now I have my 3D flower. Oop, doesn't want to stay together. There we go. Okay, Now I have another small piece of green paper. I'm going to take this one and fold it in half. I'm going to draw a leaf. And I'm going to cut that out so that I have two. Okay, so now I have my two leaves and I'm ready. Okay, I think we're ready. We're going to add some glue to the bottom section of our pop out. We're going to add our leaves. And then our flower. I'm going to put a little extra glue on the back of the flower. Make sure it sticks good. Okay. And then that's our pop-up. I took green marker and outlined my leaf on this one, drew some grass behind it, and of course wrote Happy Spring. So that's another option. You can make this as a card, maybe even for Mother's Day, or you can maybe make this as your card for a neighbor. Two things in one, right guys? Okay, so we're ready to start our next project. Just give me a second to get it set up. Okay guys, we're ready for our second flower. This flower is what I would call kind of like a pinwheel flower. We're going to use 8 strips of paper in whatever color you choose for the flower portion, and then 1 strip of paper for the stem. And then I'm going to take and do a small piece of paper, and I'm going to use a quarter to actually trace around it, which I've already done, so that I can use the center for this one here. Okay, and then I'm going to do a background because I'm actually thinking about adding several to this, and I cut out a little flower pot from that. So I'm going to put the flower pot here at the bottom of the paper and then attach my flower underneath that, and then maybe add 2 or 3 to that when I'm finished. But right now we're going to do just the construction portion on the flower. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my center out so I have that ready to go. And while we're talking about it, the strips of paper are regular sheets of paper. So that's 8.5 inches long this way. And then I cut these in 1/2 inch strips. So you may want to take a piece of paper and then just mark 1/2 inch all the way down and then cut long strips. I used my handy dandy paper cutter, which makes that a little bit easier. So if you have one of those, definitely use that. And if you don't, then you can certainly just use the paper strips by that. You can also use this and do ribbon. So that's another option. So for this one, we're going to stack these pieces of paper. We're going to put a little bit of glue on each piece, right in the center. You know what? To find the center, we're going to fold each one in half. Let's do that first. So I want the center of each piece of paper. Okay, now that I know where my center is, I'm going to put the glue right down, and then I'm going to do this one, the very first one, center to center and right across the middle, right there. Now the next two, we're going to go this way and this way. Okay, so I'm going to put another dab of glue down, cross this one in the middle, another dab of glue down, cross this one in the middle. Okay, and now we're going to let that sit for just a minute so that it can dry before we try to fold our paper. All right, I think that's dried enough. So now we're going to fold all of the pieces in. You're basically going to be taking each piece and folding it towards the center and then gluing that down. And then we will be putting our center dot there as well. So each one of these are going to need a little extra glue as you go around the circle here. Just put it on top of the very last one. Oops. Construction paper may work a little bit better for this just because it's not as thick and it doesn't want to bounce back. You can make a crease on this and then later fluff it back out as well. My fingers aren't working. And the last one. Okay, now I'm going to do a big dot right in the center. I'm going to put a little extra glue on my dot. Put that right in the middle. It's going to slide around. Okay, maybe it'll stay. I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to add my stem to the back. I'm going to put the stem between two of the loops. Flip it over. Now, when you're ready to glue this down to something else, or if you just want to hold it up, you could also put this on maybe a dowel rod or a straw, or you could do something that's a little bit harder so it sticks up and you didn't have to actually glue it to a piece of paper. You could do all kinds of things with these. Make them in multiple colors. I'm just going to fluff out my little loops to make it more 3D. Okay, so now I have two flowers that I can add into my little pot, and I think I need a third to balance it out. Maybe two like that. Let's see. Okay, we're about ready to start our next and last tutorial for today, and that's going to be our paper folding of butterflies. So give me just one more second to get all that set up and we'll be ready to go. Okay guys, we're back. We're back. Josie's with me and she's going to teach us how to fold these really super cute paper butterflies. I've never actually done this before, so she's going to show me how to fold them while she's showing you how to fold them. So she has these things everywhere. They're all over our house.
I have made multiple. There are
They're
a lot
in our
right
chandelier.
there. Yes, and I have them all taped up on my wall in my room. It's fun.
Okay, so Josie, let's get started. We're going to start with perfect squares. So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what size, but it has to be a perfect square.
Yes, so you just need a square piece of paper. Then what you do first is you fold it in half this way. Just
So it
in
really
half.
doesn't matter either way.
No, just in half.
Okay.
Then when you're done with that, you open it up and you fold it in half the other way. There's a lot of folding in this.
Why it's called origami, I guess.
Makes sense. Okay, so then when you have that,
Okay.
you want to fold it in half this way to make it like if you fold in half like a napkin or something.
Like almost like a taco, but it's
Yeah.
not round.
Yeah.
I'm having troubles. My corners. This is really thick paper.
Yeah, I
So-
find it better just to hold it up and use your thumb and finger like this.
Okay, so now
And then fold it in half that way, like that.
what do you
Again.
need?
So you have that, you folded it in half, then in half, then in half again. Now you fold it in half the fourth way.
The fourth way. So
Yes.
we're doing all corner to corners.
Yes, all corner to corners. 2 tacos and 2 rectangles.
So by the time you're done, you have 2, 4, 6, 8 triangle basic shapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. So then you fold it in half. Fold it
One
in half.
of the regular halves?
Just one of the regular halves.
Okay.
Yes. Then you take these 2 corners, you fold them in, and then take the outsides.
And fold this in.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have like a
Triangle.
just a triangle
Yeah.
that looks like
Like
this. Okay.
So then you take the front corner, and fold it up. Make sure it lines up with the very tip, right there.
Okay.
And do that on both sides.
Okay.
It's slipped.
So it looks like this.
Yeah. take the front that you have not folded yet, this part, and you fold it down, like this.
Fold it to the back. So
Yes.
flip it over and fold
Flip
it
it
to
over
the back.
and fold it to the back.
And fold it all the way back
Yep.
to the tip.
Yep.
Okay.
Then you fold it in half again, and you have a little tiny butterfly.
Oh, this. You fold this now in half.
Yeah, you
And
fold
now I have the wings.
Yes.
Okay, and then I
Yes.
can actually fold those out a little bit, and it looks like a
Got
butterfly.
Little butterflies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do one more video for this, just a little close-up segment so you can see the fold by fold
Yeah.
details,
So that's
and you
easier.
can begin to make your own army of butterflies to put all over your house. Okay, so we'll
Don't
be
make
right
me
back.
the only one.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed all three of those tutorials, from our folded tulip to the loop deflower and our butterflies, the origami butterflies. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We really do miss you guys. We are praying for you every single day, and we love you. Hope to see you soon.